Hi, my name is Abby Gavin. I'm a student with the UAM MAT program. This semester I'm taking Teaching Diverse Learners. For project number 2, I chose to work with class and socioeconomic status. So, why do class and socioeconomics matter to student success? As a part of a student's culture, the social class that he or she belongs to influences that student's academic career. Class determines everything from what school students attend to jobs they have access to as adults. Students of different classes have different educational and career resources. Class and socioeconomic status also influence parent expectation and involvement, which in turn impacts how students themselves perceive education. For example, if you're from the working class and your parents are working 2 jobs, they don't have time to come to every single parent-teacher conference. And that's going to have an impact on how a kid is going to feel about school. So, what exactly is class? Class is a social construct that determines the relationship between families and people who have little or limited financial resources and those who have greater resources. The U.S. has roughly 4 social classes: lower, working, middle, and upper. All of this can vary depending on what source you go to. The working and middle classes are the largest, with working accounting for about 45 and middle about 40% of the country's population. I saw a couple of different numbers on that, but these are just the general whereabouts. Though popular culture is full of stories of people moving from a lower class to a higher class, this is actually a rare thing. So, 2 things to talk about with class are class identity and social stratification. So most people can identify themselves according to their social class, which is based mostly on economic position. There are certain behaviors that are more or less common in a certain class. People in the US are less class conscious than people in Europe, but there are still things that they do to reflect class, like joining a union. Social stratification is a society's system for ranking individuals and families. This has to do with prestige, the honor and respectability a certain job might be awarded by society. If you come from a family of doctors, that's going to be a different social strata than if you come from a family of farmers. Typically, we fall into a certain social strata based on our parents' membership. This kind of thing tends to not be the kid's fault. It's based on what their parents do. So, socioeconomic status. This tends to be easily observable by their lifestyle and is determined by 5 key factors: the income, wealth, occupation, education, and power of a family or individual. So when we teach for equality, we've got to be mindful of all these things. Lower class families have been encouraged to educate their children since the beginning of the public school movement, and a number of federal programs such as Head Start and Upward Bound have sought to help disadvantaged children increase their academic achievement. However, these have not been entirely successful, for a number of reasons. One factor is the distribution of educational resources. As schools receive much of their funding from local taxes, districts with a large percentage of low-income families often lack the funds to purchase more materials or technology. Additionally, classes may not be as rigorous in poorer districts because teachers may have lower expectations for students, or because they themselves are not as highly educated as teachers in wealthier districts. To address this in schools is going to be a really complicated and hard thing to do. Unfortunately, teachers may have lower expectations for students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, which can result in self-fulfilling prophecy. If we believe that students who are poor will not do as well, we aren't going to expect as much out of them, and then they really won't do as well. In tracking our students and sorting them into groups of lower and higher ability levels, we also create a discriminatory environment with unequal standards. Additionally, certain locations tend to have higher percentages of pupils in certain groups, such as lower class and working class students being more common in inner city districts and less common in the suburbs. In order to equalize education across all these classes, it might be necessary for teachers to give a little bit more attention to students from a low-income background. We've got to find a way to make it fair, and that might just mean adding a little bit more to those students' attention.